Hello! Welcome to All Things ESL. My name is Jess, and today I'm going to share my work experience in Novakid. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer that my experience is again my experience alone. I can't really speak for other teachers because we may encounter different things in the company. Also, Novakid is a company that constantly change and improve their system, so I can't really speak for other teachers. If you're really interested to know more about the company, I highly suggest that you do your own research. So if you're not familiar with Novakid, it's an online ESL company that caters to students from all around the world. But when I started here, which is last year, they were only catering to European students, especially Polish and Russian students. But now, this year, they have expanded to Asian countries as well. The student ages are kids to juniors. So if teaching kids is not your thing, then this company is not fit for you. So Novakid accepts both native to near native teachers. The salary ranges from $5 to $7. I'm not sure if it's for only near natives. And then the schedule is really flexible. You can pay out anytime, and the lesson materials are provided by the company. So that's all I'm gonna say about what the teachers tell you about Novakid. Now I'm going to tell you my work experience with them. So let's start with one of the most important thing when it comes to being an ESL teacher, which is the tutor support. You can actually reach their tutor support in two ways. The first one is through the website and the second one is through email. So in the website, they actually have this chat box that you can easily open. So once you open the chat box, there is a list of concerns that you might have. For example, canceling your classes. So you can just easily click that, and then after clicking that, the tutor support will have an idea of what is your concern about, and then after that, you can just type in extra information about your concern. What I like about this chat box is you can also open this when you are currently in the class, so you don't have to open another browser. You can just click a button in the classroom and then the chat box will appear, and while you're messaging the tutor support, you're also conducting your class, which is really convenient, especially, for example, the student isn't behaving well. So you can just simply message them. And the best part about this is someone will actually reply to you within seconds. Sometimes two people will respond to you at the same time, which is great because that means that they're really attentive when it comes to teachers' concerns. And these people that you're going to talk to are really nice. They're also very transparent, and then they will assure you of whatever concern that you have at the moment. And there are different types of tutor support that you will encounter. Some are about tech issues, some are about student behavior, some are about, let's say, about your schedule. So they have different departments for this. So obviously you can already tell that the tutor support here is great since they're really organized, they're really transparent, and they're obviously very nice people. Now when it comes to the email, you'll only receive the email if you're not opening the chat box or if you're not opening the message that they sent you in the chat box. This way, at least they made sure that they gave their best to reach you. So next thing I want to talk about is the website. So in the website, there are 8 sections there, and I'm just gonna briefly go through each one. So the first one is the language. Basically, you get to choose what language you want the website to have. It can be English, Polish, whatever language you prefer. The second one is the dashboard. This is basically like the main page of the website that you will often use when you teach. So in this section, you will see your profile, which contains your name, education, experience, description, and then the rate that you have. You'll also see how much money you've already accumulated, your account health, tutor support's contact details. So the next thing that you'll see is the statistics for the last 30 days. Basically just your performance, if you perform well, if your performance is not that good. So you will see it there. The lower part will be the feedback. So it's not really comments. won't really see the comments of students. It's mostly about percentage. Let's say that, for example, for me, my feedback is 100% positive and my negative feedback is 0%. So that's just how they make it. Below that, you will see details about your classes. So it's divided into 3 sections as well. The first one is upcoming classes. So with the upcoming classes, you will see the informations that you will need about the students, such as the name, the age, the level, the book that they're currently studying, and then the previous teacher's feedback about them. The next section is called completed classes. Obviously, classes that you've completed. So it's similar to upcoming classes. It's just that the feedback is yours. You'll also see there the video recording of you teaching the student, as well as if you've already been paid for that class. The next one is class without feedback. So this is one of my favorite parts about the website. So in this part, they will present to you the classes that you haven't given your feedback yet. And it's really important to give your feedback in Novakid because you aren't really paid yet unless you've given the feedback. So they are pretty much reminding you that you need to give this student the feedback so you can get paid. The third section is the schedule. So with the schedule, you can see 7 weeks of plotted schedule there. What I like about this is you have full control over opening and closing the slots. You also have the option of whether or not you want to accept sudden bookings. And the fourth one is called library. So in the library, there are flashcards and extra materials that the teachers can use for the class. The fifth one is called program. So I don't really explore this part of the website because these are just lists of lessons that you will possibly teach. The next one is account. So in this part, you will see again your profile, the balance history, and account health history, which means just the history of when and why you were penalized and how you regained your lost hearts. Last is the portal. The portal is another website which is basically about the informations that you will need to know as a teacher. It contains the policies, curriculums, FAQs, and more informations about the new lessons, games, and news updates about the company. It actually reminds me a bit of like Facebook because teachers can comment on the newsletters. Now that we're done with the website, let's proceed with the classroom. I really like Novakid's classroom because you have full control over everything. And you can also see all the pages and the lesson. For example, you believe that the student is already familiar with other parts of the lesson, so you can just skip that and click the main points. They also have a reward system and a chat box for a student that translates to their language, which is really convenient for both you and the student. And you can easily get a hold of the tutor support because again, the tutor support chat box is also in the classroom. If you need to do troubleshooting, you also have the option to do that inside the class as well. The only downside for the classroom is the limited tools that they have for teaching. Let's talk about the lesson materials. So Novakid's lesson materials are easy to follow. Every slide also have an objective that you should meet, and their instructions for each one is clear to make teaching more convenient for you. Next are the students. Novakid students are just kids, so if you aim on teaching adults, then this company is not for you. My youngest student was actually 3 years old, and then my oldest was 13 years old, but no one over 15. Hi, so I'm just gonna pause here because I wanted to take back what I said about no one going over 15 because a while ago I just met my oldest student, which was 17. So, yeah. And the students are again from all around the world, but I think majority of them are from Europe based on my experience, Russia and Poland. And then when it comes to Asia, it's Malaysia and I think Indonesia. I'm not really sure. Next is the training. When it comes to training, it's not really like the other companies where they train you how to improve your teaching style, your accent, as well as claiming certificates such as TESOL or TEFL. So they don't have that in Novakid. I believe this is the reason why they require you to have 1 year experience and a teaching certificate. But they do have webinars that you can attend to. There are also newsletters about new lessons and tutorials and demo on how to actually conduct these lessons. A quiz is also available there to see whether or not you've actually understood the newsletter. So the training is usually about how to better conduct the lesson, but trainings to gain certificates aren't available in Novakid. Oh, despite not having trainings, they do monitor teachers' performances through assessment. So with this, they will give you a feedback about your performance and what areas you can improve. Next are the rules. Now, compared to other companies, Novakid isn't really that strict. Although they are strict, but if you compare to others, they really aren't, because they really make exceptions when it comes to cancellations. I'm not gonna mention all the rules since it covers a lot, but I'll probably make a video to discuss it. But anyways, when it comes to the rules, they did mention that you can only work for 8 hours a day, just so that we can make sure that the quality of how you delivered each lesson is still there. And salary is different from natives to near natives, which applies to every company. And when it comes to the cancellations, you will receive a penalty if you don't have a valid reason, I think. So since we're already talking about penalty, might as well go on with it. First things first, monetary deductions will not instantly apply for your first few cancellations because of account health. What's account health, you ask? Think of it when you play Pac-Man and then you have 3 lives. And if you lose one game, then you lose a life. Just like here, where every teacher starts with 10 hearts, and when you cancel a class or receive negative feedback, you lose a few hearts, depending on the reason. And you don't get the monetary deduction unless you only have 5 hearts. And if you're worried that you might keep losing these hearts until you actually get a monetary deduction, then don't worry, you can regain the hearts if you don't have any deductions during the 7 days with completed classes, or you receive 10 positive parent feedbacks in a row with no negative feedbacks in between. The last thing that I want to discuss is my favorite part of the company: salary or payment. So Novakid offers their near native speakers $5 per hour, and that's without incentives. You receive incentives when you receive 10 positive feedback and a trial enrolled, which is honestly the best. They send the salary through PayPal, and the best part is you can pay out any time. You don't have to wait for a week or a month. You can just pay out anytime you want. So that was it. I feel like it didn't really cover a lot of what you want to know about Novakid. So if you have any questions about Novakid, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. And if I've accumulated the questions, then I'll probably make another video which are FAQs about Novakid. If you're interested to know more about Novakid or other companies or ESL in general, then I highly suggest that you subscribe to my channel, because I'll post more videos about them in the future. For my next video, I'll probably post how much I've earned in Novakid or the hiring process. So if you can comment which one you prefer me to post first, then it will be great. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching my video. Hopefully you found this video helpful when it comes to finding a company that you think is for you.